So far so good. Oh, that water is cold. So no leaks. Gonna try a bit of swimming. Alright. I'm pretty happy. I didn't want to swim in here forever, especially with no gloves. But no trickles, and everything feels good. Hi guys, I'm doing a little bit of a review, and as you'll see, a bit of a test yesterday in Lake Erie just on the performance of this GUI dry suit. I mainly purchased this dry suit for work purposes. I have to sample boats in the shoulder season and right after ice out, and there seems like a possibility that I might be doing some winter sampling. So having a immersion suit is important for me. Of course, these need to be paired with a PDF, and I checked out some of the emergency suits that are out there that are full immersion suits, and they tend to have the integrated flotation within the suit themselves. But the problem is they're very clunky to work with. So they're the best thing going for rescue operations and life-saving operations. But if you're having to work with those, you're going to lose a bunch of flexibility and nimbleness needed to carry out to do the whole thing that you're trying to do out there. So the opportunity that I chased after is something that's available in kayaking and kiteboarding, and this is a dry suit. Now the model that I selected is a semi-dry suit, and it's considered a semi-dry suit because the gaskets, mainly the gaskets around the neck and the gaskets around the wrists, are neoprene. And neoprene gaskets are, they do seal okay, but if you're motioning in the water or swimming, that hydraulic pressure could cause them to stretch out a little bit, and you can get a trickle or a small amount of leak. So this is really important. Obviously, if you're in a diving application and you're in the water, if you're using these suits to actually swim and swim in cold water and maintain comfort, you want probably a better seal. The advantages of these neoprene seals is they're very comfortable. They don't sit tight on your neck the way the latex ones do, and I suspect they're going to be a little bit more robust. This one does have latex seals as booties. So the booties are already integrated, and you don't really have to worry about leaks at this point or sealing around your ankles. But these things are going to be a little bit delicate at the bottom, so I have to be sure to wear these with scuba booties or other protective footwear to ensure that this doesn't get damaged in the process. One of the great things about the GUI suit that I think is a fantastic deal is they provide an undergarment fleece insulating layer, because of course a dry suit only keeps you dry. It doesn't keep you warm, and you need to have underlayers to help keep you warm. This fleece underwear layer is probably good to the 55 to 60 degree sort of cold temperature range, and if you're going to be in danger of immersion under colder temperatures, you probably should be dressing with warmer layers in it. I can attest yesterday in about the 10 minutes or so that I was in the water testing oh, that water is cold. That was fine. The water was definitely cold on my hands and my face, but my inner core kept pretty good. But again, if under colder conditions, like just after ice out, might want to consider adding some fleece plants and fleece underlayers underneath the onesie. But this is a really, it comes integrated with the price, so the economics of this dry suit with that underlayer seemed like a really, really good deal. I had a lot of questions in my mind about the semi-dry suit versus fully dry suit, and of course, in a perfect world, we always want to have the suit that seems to be the best, and that was my reason for testing it yesterday in Lake Erie. So I went into the water, and I did a little bit of active swimming and everything else, and I just wanted to see, okay, how bad of a leak is it? Is it, are we talking a trickle of a few drops that might come in with, through either the neck or the sleeves? I honestly didn't feel anything, and that's good. And again, that's not to say that this thing would never leak, in an extended situation where, I'm trying to self-rescue myself, and I'm exerting to try and self-rescue myself back into the boat. But, for the most part, I feel like the seal integrity is sufficient for that emergency purpose. My first test is I'm quite happy with it, and I'm also looking forward to these seals lasting longer. I did used to have a dry suit in the past. It was about 20 years ago, and it just had latex ankle seals, latex arm seals, and latex neck seal. And again, I found that dry suit, it was perfectly dry. I never got any incursion of water through the seals and leakage, but it was really, really uncomfortable around the neck. And the other thing that suit, its issue, and I think these are standard improvements in the industry today, so you don't see that, but that suit just had the seals kind of just glued right around the arms and the ankle. There was no protective cuffs like this over cuff here that allows you to kind of lock down around your wrists and really protects the integrity of that seal itself. So even these things have a really nice berth of a protective cuff that I'm quite happy with. And as I say, I felt that this neck seal was really, really comfortable. It was something that I could wear for an extended period of time. The system also has an internal suspension system, so there's built-in suspenders here, and that helps you basically keep the placement. If I had a little critique, or not, it's not so much of a critique, but how to make this better, I found that in order to put the suit on, I have to basically undo the straps and then pull the straps around here. So I may in the future just modify this with some quick clips so that I can just clip it in place as opposed to having to thread the strap. I mean, that's a fairly minor component, and it's an easy modification that I can do. I wasn't sure, this one is a little bit unique in having this around the neck seal, and it's main waterproof zipper. And again, what GUI claims about this particular model is that a lot of the zippers run sort of lengthwise across the chest, which is probably a little bit easier to draw closed than this one. But what they claim is this eliminates a lot of bulk in the upper chest component. It's not the easiest thing in the world to put on by yourself, this zipper, although I'm able to do it, and I'm having some rotator cuff issues right now, some shoulder issues, so that makes it a bit challenging, but I'm able to do it, so it's not that big of a deal. So one of the features that this suit has is a relief zipper that allows you access to a critical compartment if you need it. Don't mind some of the lubricant that I just added to the zipper here. Basically, this is a really useful feature, particularly if you're spending all day in a suit without having, you don't have to take off your suit to do your business. But the other thing that this is really good for is burping the suit. So when you first don the suit, you're going to take in a whole bunch of air And when you enter the water, that water is going to press all that air, and it's going to tend to like press it up to your upper chest and into your neck, so you're going to blow up like the Michigan Man. So what you end up doing is burping the suit. So when you first don the suit, you open up the relief zipper a little bit, and then you crouch down, get as much air as you can vented out, and then close her off, and that's going to help prevent having all this air trapped into your suit with you. Of course, if you do have some air in your suit, that's not such a bad thing in an emergency immersion, because it's going to provide flotation. But what's awkward about that is that the flotation, is going to go up in different areas of your body. It's just going to kind of rust. It's going to rush to whatever is in the upper position when you fall into the water. And that might not be something that helps you get your head out of the water. So obviously, you're going to be wearing your PFD as part of this. So yeah, just to sort of recap, these neoprene cuffs are way more comfortable than what I had experienced with latex cuffs in past dry suits. So I just don't like the feeling of latex on the neck. And I'm also hoping that this latex is going to have greater longevity than the latex cuffs. The latex cuffs, they're very, very easy to tear and cut, and these ones, the neoprene, seems it's like something that I can repair a little bit easier. It does have a little pocket in here. I guess that's useful. I mean, I don't really care so much about the pockets. And it also has some drain holes around the overcuffs. These overcuffs do a really good job of allowing you to really lock down the cuff against your ankle. And what that does is that helps to basically keep the integrity of this neoprene seal on your wrist. It's going to prevent water rushing in while you're swimming or anything else from basically compromising the integrity of that seal. Likewise, I found yesterday one of the things that I wore while I was in the water is a dive hood, a neoprene dive hood, and it has a bit of a shoulder drape. Now, normally in a wetsuit, you'd put your dive hood underneath the neck seal for a neoprene suit because you're not really worried about leaks. But in this case, I put the drape over top of this. But again, just like these overcuffs, what that allows is that hood basically helps to kind of like keep this seal locked down against your neck, and that's going to basically prevent accidental, pressure-induced, breaches of that seal integrity. So overall, GUI seems like a really, really good product. It was about a third of the cost of some of the brands, the American brands like Kokatat. So I'm happy, and we'll see how it performs as we use it in the shoulder season. Oh yeah, I'm pretty happy.